It's on. He's recording everything you say.
And on the chamber.
You know what I mean.
I got you.
Thanks for having my back.
I was walking through. I was leaving my office. How does this work?
Where's your stash?
Right there.
You need him in here?
No.
Where's Holly? What have you done with Holly?
I actually have my chief of staff from DC is here. Her name is Miss Lee, Chrissy Lee. She came to see us from DC, and then Landry Cunningham is also from DC. She's a local girl. I took her with me. This is Landry. And this is Chrissy Lee, my chief of staff. And then Charlie, my bodyguard's floating around here somewhere.
Lou, you can come sit right here.
There's plenty more seats up there.
Come on in.
So Chris comes down to the district 2-3 times a year. I guess is the best way to say that. Making sure that we have communication flow between the district and DC. So it's good for her to see, because the district's from Livingston through you guys all the way out to Houston, all the way into Cyprus. Which you're going to hear some of what I already said twice, sir. Hope go with me on this one. And she's been with me from step off. So is Landry. Landry joined us in the campaign right when we got started. And she was, I hate to say this, but she's an Aggie. You know, it's challenge. Are you an Aggie?
I just went.
Oh, you got an Aggie Shane shirt on. It even worse. I don't know how it happened. I surrounded myself with Aggies. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, and I don't know if you having quite a few young ladies from Texas A&M surrounding you. It's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a challenge nonetheless. I think it's trying to figure out what they're saying sometimes. But she went to DC with me. I asked her when we won the primary. I was like, hey, if we win the general election, I want you to. She graduated college early just so she could come to DC. And man, did she hit the ground running. So she's been with me from step off. And Chrissy, your chief of staff is very, very important. Her house, right? She keeps me from making mistakes and doing things that you're not supposed to do as a member. Not that I would do that. But I made sure that I hired a young lady. Because I guess I could put this out to you guys since I've been a member of Congress for 3 years.
She's naughty for you, put that down.
Well, I really wanted my chief of staff to be a young lady. And my comms director and Landry, the majority of the office was young ladies. And then sometimes I've been asking, I was like, why are you doing that? It's because young ladies, they see what I don't see. They hear what I don't hear. And they operate differently than I do as a man. And I need them to protect this house. And they do a great job at that. And so she's taking care of us very well, the whole team. So that's our introduction. There's your DC stuff. So her and Holly's obviously the district director. And that communication is very important. What you all are saying in the district and how that legislatively moves to DC. Whether or not it's a vote series, whether or not it's something that we need to pay close attention to. Because remember, we're 800,000 strong in the district, and we have, these are the folks that listen every single day while I'm away to carry that message. So,
I just wanted to welcome the county judge.
Oh, you sneak in here? Hey, buddy.
Sorry I missed you. Judge Elser and I were in Washington over the weekend.
That's terrible.
We were going to take you to the Orioles game, but they said you were out.
Yeah, we got a pretty good baseball team in Houston. If you want to go to a baseball game, you got to go.
Well, they were Astros are in town.
Oh, they were? Okay. It was good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Here, you too. And all law enforcement, it's always good layout on you guys. As usual, I'll cover some kind of high-level talking points and then turn it over to the audience so I can answer any questions you might have. Well, since I've been, because August is our time to be back in the district. So I've been fortunate enough to be here. The month kind of flew by. The biggest kind of, I'll say, issue I have is the new maps for the new districts.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to collect myself and say that I'm excited about the new district, and we're gonna do great. I'm really, I'm from here. I guess I could speak exactly how I would speak if I wanted. I'm disappointed I'm losing you guys.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I'm losing you guys.
We're doing District 10.
Yeah. So Mr. McCall, the way that the lines have been drawn, and I have you for another year and a half. Okay, this doesn't take effect till January of 27. Thank you. 27. So I still have Polk County and San Jacinto County till the election of 27. At which time the governor will most certainly sign off the new maps this week. I don't know when, but I would assume it's going to be this week. Now, how that plays itself out in the courts, that's well outside of my purview. But I would just kind of assume that they'll stand. So as a refresher with the way the district looks now, District 8, which we are in, we have Walker, Montgomery, Harris County, and then San Jacinto and Polk. Okay? Which, funny enough, we have Waller, the town of Waller, but we don't have Waller County. We're still trying to figure that one out. The new map, San Jacinto and Polk County goes to District 10. That's Michael McCall. And he lives in Austin. Yes, correct. The lines in Walker County have been redrawn. And Mr. McCall, I know, I've been shaking my head for a while too. Mr. McCall takes some of Walker County and then all of San Jacinto and all of Polk County. I take a different portion of Walker County. The lines of Montgomery County have been redrawn, and I share that with Mr. Crenshaw. So they've drawn the lines a bit differently in Montgomery County. And we take all of Waller. Now we have Waller County. The entire county comes into District 8. And Harris County grows substantially. We go past I-10 down into and I haven't done an intense map study yet, but south of I-10 it goes all the way east over to like Bissonnet and Beech Nut, that kind of area, right? The district has gone from a very rural kind of hybrid district where we had a little bit of Harris County and then we had all the rural areas, we had us, to a very Harris County majority. So the District 8 is a majority of Harris County now. How that's drawn. And there you have it. So with Mr. McCall, we came from Polk County. We're kind of working our way back towards Montgomery County. I'm assuming he's still running, and I've talked to my team about this. We haven't heard any hint that he's not. So Mr. McCall will be representing you. You will be in District 10 instead of 8 and 27. Okay. I'll have conversations with Mr. McCall next week when we go back to DC, introducing him to where we are, okay, and who we are. It's my goal to have him come out here with me to make the introduction. Okay.
That'd be great.
Yes, I think that's extremely important to do that. So you guys can absolutely I will provide him with the most detailed turnover I possibly can between the two counties. All right, because there's a lot to learn. But his adoption of San Jacinto and Polk County, I'm gonna speak both counties because they're mine and I'm losing them. Is very different than Austin. Right, we're just different. We're different than Austin.
Yeah.
Austin area. Okay, quiet, reserved, country folk. We talk differently. We react. We have an expectation. It's just different. So don't worry. I'll make sure that you guys get his personal cell phone number. Call at your leisure. And but I'm still here. Hey, what you doing? You want to sit up here with me?
Sure.
Okay. I have your chair right here.
Yeah,
This is not.
Hey, Mia.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
How are you?
You want me to talk to him?
You don't need to
Hey. Can't go. Goodbye.
My mother actually turns her phone off. And then when she, no, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you what my mama does. She turns it off, and when she needs it, she turns it on and she turns it back. It's like a brilliant, right?
Like what my husband does. It's an answering machine.
Yeah, she just needs it. Well, I don't want to talk to anybody. That's actually a flip phone too. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Like a real flip phone. I think I should naturally gravitate towards and walk away from an iPhone. I just came back from a trip in the area that I went to. They do not walk around glued to their phones. Matter of fact, it was rare to even see them, which I thought was amazing.
Where was this?
Africa.
I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Why was I there?
No, wonder why they don't have
Wonder why they
phones.
don't have a lot of phones with them.
I was in Southern Africa, so it's there.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody's, I think the best way to say this, survival is a big deal over there. And you can't do that if you're sucked into a piece of electronics. Everybody's trying to feed their families and do the best with what they have, how they can. And this right here does not allow them to do that. That was one takeaway I had when I went over there. Anyway, how are you?
Well, I must tell you, I've been better, but I'm glad that I'm still upright.
Yes, ma'am. That's a good place to be.
Yes.
I thank the good Lord every day that I get a chance to do that. Okay, so I was talking about the Congressional District, District 8, and how that's changing. And so Sanderson and Polk County next Congress will be in District 10, which will be Michael McCall. So you're not going to be able to see my pretty face. I don't know if you like me or not, but my wonderful smiling face. It's breaking my heart too. Call me Morgan, please. I'm from here, so I'm still having kind of got my head around the congressional thing. Okay, I forgot where I was going with that. Any questions kind of on how that's going to play itself out? The state has done a substantial redraw. It's plussed up 5 seats in the state of Texas in the Republican Party, and a few other states are starting to do this as well. California, New York City, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Florida are in the process of this redistrict game. I'm going to call it a game, okay? Probably not the most eloquent way to say that, but I'll say it that way. In hopes of taking control of the House of Representatives next election cycle. So we shall see. Some members will be stepping away. Some members have been drawn out of their districts. Some members have been drawn into each other's districts. So we'll see. Actually, it's probably starting right now in August. But as we move into primary season, which is March for us, and then other states kind of follow suit, what the landscape will look like.
Does he think that you're powerful, that you're popular enough to be able to gather most of that down in Houston?
I'm going to say yes, in belief of myself and my ability to stand up in front of the people and tell them exactly, kind of the lanes I walk around in. And at the end of the day, they will not vote me in. But one thing that I have not done since I became a member of Congress is changed exactly what you see, how I present myself to you all. And I swore to my family, and Lord knows I talk to the Lord every single day. I was like, hey, look, when I first started running, I thought maybe there was this kind of persona that I had to adopt as a member of Congress, and it ate me up inside. I couldn't do it. So I just said, hey, look, man, this is literally what you got. I dress like this. I talk like this. I act like this is me. And if, the new district doesn't receive me very well, then there'll be somebody that comes in and takes my spot. It's great.
They'll love you.
That's
Since
it.
your new district is in Houston,
Mhm.
is it Republican leaning?
So Harris County is a very interesting county because it's kind of just an independent county, and it can go blue, it can go purple, it can go red, it can go bright red. I don't really have the best way to answer that question just yet, right?
Well, if people go by your voting record, if people pay attention to how
If
you
they
vote,
solely vote on my voting record,
then you'll be okay.
sure. I think so. I mean, I have very conservative.
But how many
Harris
people?
County don't vote that way.
Yeah, but I have a very,
Actually,
I kind of lean off on the right side of voting. I have certain issues that I wouldn't necessarily are as red as this flag. Is a conversation pieces about certain things? Sure, absolutely. But then there's some that I dig in on, and I'm like, I carry a gun with me everywhere I go. Some places down there don't like that. And there's you got a question?
I do when you're finished.
Okay, I got you. Put your hand down. You do this to me every time I see you.
I know. My persona.
I know. Because today, members are kind of, it's a lot of one issue things for folks. Like, hey, look, if you got one thing I don't like about you, that's it. You're done. Instead of understanding that, a member of Congress has to touch almost everything that walks around. Globally, shows up on our front doorstep. And there's some things that you hear where we're from, like, hey, look, man, I would never spend money on that. But as a member of Congress of 435 of us, if it's a global touch point, like, well, in House Armed Services, we're DOD. I sit on the House Armed Services Committee, we do. So if the military has to touch something, I have to vote on that. And as a former military guy, there's some things that I know. Come on in here, sir.
Hey.
I got a warm seat for you right there. You from here?
Yes, sir.
Born and raised?
No, sir.
I can tell.
Close enough.
Where?
Kingwood.
That's not here. Just kidding. So for certain things that I would say, yeah, the DOD, the military has to have a movement on that. Sometimes we'll be like, I don't agree with that. I understand, and I have to come home and explain that. And that may be the one thing that you totally hate about me, and that would cause the series of votes to go in any specific direction. It's interesting. It can be complicated. I'm going to go with the gentleman
That's right.
in the red shirt so he doesn't throw anything at me. Then I go.
That's George.
I know.
I just want a point of clarification. Didn't all this redistricting stuff start as a result of a ruling out of the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in Louisiana? It was kind of a warning to Texas that there's an imbalance based on race.
Where do you get this stuff?
I'm just asking for clarification.
First of all, I have no idea.
Okay.
That's why I love coming out here, man. Some of the stuff, that's great. I don't know that. How redistricting came to me was the state of Texas said we're redistricting, and I said, okay, I don't touch it. The only reason I'm talking about it is because it's out for public consumption. As a member of Congress, this belongs in the states. The states tell you what districts you're going to represent, and that has moved up, obviously, to D.C. And that's how that works. But as far as at the granular level that you're speaking of, I have no idea if that
I
was
was
the
just
case.
looking at the origination point. I heard this.
I thought it was the president.
It is.
But hey, that is great. I'm going to write that one down.
So how do Crockett and
Come on, buddy. Yeah.
Castro,
Yeah.
how are they? Are they throwing fits?
Yep.
Oh, Miss Crockett. Okay, man, you threw Crockett and Castro. I was like, man, those are world leaders. Why would they care what we're doing in Texas? Miss Crockett here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on, we need the juicy stuff.
No, we've been here.
Sure.
I don't know. I haven't spoken to anybody. Lizzie Fletcher, I talked to her when we were coming home, and I think her district's changed quite a bit. I talked to her quite a bit, because we share Houston together. but I don't know what the Castro and I know Miss Crockett's probably not happy. I haven't been watching the news, so they could have been more on the news going off about this, which I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I know that our Democratic colleagues in the state came back and they, like, I think the governor will probably sign off sometime this week on what the district's going to look like. Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to South Africa as part of you being on the committee as for that, to help that? Did you see any improvement in the situation against the farmers, the South African?
There was actually a hillside, and when we drove by, there was actually a hillside with crosses that covered. I mean, it's a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're a real thing. And we met with the president.
Okay, so you did go there as far. Okay.
Yeah, we met with the president. So Ramaphosa, we did. We sat down with him. I suppose what you saw, I can only tell you what happened when we were in the room together.
Right. Well, because when they were here with President Trump in the Oval Office,
it was a one-sided conversation.
Denying, that there's any, kill the Boer, et cetera, and whatnot, and then President Trump is playing
So what?
playing on the screen
Yeah.
behind him.
So it's interesting to see, because from the South African side, it's not just white farmers, it's black farmers, but scalability, the number of white farmers. Again, there was a hillside with white crosses going, it was huge.
Yes.
And the leadership over there is like, hey, this is not genocide, they're not doing this. Hey, I got it. When you're out driving the countryside and they're showing you like, hey, this is what this is. Okay, so that drives that point home in conversation. Hey, why is this absolutely happening?
In your opinion, is that at just like a stalemate, or is there any? Do you see any improvement in that whatsoever? I mean, they're asking for U.S. involvement, et cetera.
They are.
So
My question to the president was, hey, look, you're Minister of Defense, which is not Minister. There's a specific name for it. But I'm just going to say Minister of Defense was in Iran a few weeks ago, talking to the Iranian leadership about how they support Iran. I asked him about that. And then when it comes to the conversation about Israel and Hamas, they're supporting they're charging him with war crimes. And with their relationship with Russia. So my question to the president is like, hey, sir, look, you understand, which I'm sure you have an understanding of this after meeting with the president. You're going to hear it from me, from a gentleman that represents Texas. We have that same concern. And if you haven't played the conversation out, because you have elected officials from different countries in their house, so the answers were very kind of high level, and it was a time frame. Like, okay, my opinion is until the Minister of Defense is removed from office and they say, hey, we do not support Iran whatsoever, they walk away from what they're chasing with Mr. Netanyahu. Because I was like, hey, so we have American hostages that were taken and killed. There's 700,000 Americans that live in Israel. I don't understand why you're supporting the effort with Iran and Hamas. And relationship with Russia is very tricky. And China. But the point that was made, which is a valid point, is like, hey, we've had a relationship with China and Russia and Iran before you were born. He didn't say that to me, but I did my homework. Okay, because remember, they're not United States. They're sitting right in the middle of both of us. Caught in the middle. And trade and...
have you had to go to China as well? And
I'm on the list. Okay. One of those lists you can't go places, which is a good thing.
He's on the no-fly.
No, not China, not Russia. If the opportunity presents itself to go to Russia, I'm going to try to get on that one.
And what was the reason for it? Because of your status?
For being on that committee.
For being on that committee?
Oh, yes, I was asked to go. Yes, sir. I was asked to go. Just kind of background. First Americans to do that, to go over there and speak with the president after Mr. Trump and President had conversations. So we have to do an after-action report when we get back to D.C. Honored, that was great, man, to be in that position. Especially being from, Willis, Texas. Now here I am talking to the president of South Africa. That was yeah.
Well, you're a hero as well.
Well, thank you for saying that, ma'am. I don't I volunteered just like everybody else in this room did. So, but thank you for saying that. Did I answer your question, George?
Yes, you
did. Okay. Good to
You
go.
answered my question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When you were here before, your stance on the January 6th thing
Mhm.
was that those that were locked up deserve to be locked up. Has that stance changed any, or do you still
Let me kind of clarify how you said that. There were people on January 6th that absolutely need to be arrested. There were people that were out there that were doing horrible things, and they deserved to get wrapped up and put in jail. There were those that got caught in that, and this is how I said it. There were those that got caught in that mob movement. They got wrapped into everything that they didn't expect to get wrapped into, and they got put in jail. Mr. Trump came in and turned them loose. So my stance currently, still today, stands as those that got arrested for doing horrible things deserve to be in jail. Those that, again, got wrapped up in this situation, which I hope to God you've never been in a mob mentality. It's very overwhelming. The rush of aggressiveness just takes control of the whole situation. And for those that got caught in that, then no.
But they went in and arrested people simply for being in DC. It was not.
Mhm.
It was not there for that.
Yeah.
And I think we failed those people by leaving them in there 4 years, leaving them in jail 4 years without due process.
Yeah, that's it's amazing how that, Mr. Trump said it best about the borders. Like, you don't need to pass legislation, you just need a new president in place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened. And he came in and, of course, corrected that problem.
After their lives were over. Okay.
I'm not saying, yeah, I agree. I mean, prison's a horrible place. Again, the situation was just terrible. Sir?
No, you must be pulled in a lot of different directions up there with all that kind of business. Can you share a couple of your priorities that you're maybe working on?
Sure.
That you see is real important to you.
Absolutely. They haven't strayed from the last time I was standing in front of you, because we're on Veterans Affairs, we're on House Armed Services, and we're on Homeland. Okay, I like to say I stay in my lanes. My team makes sure that I do that. So I focus in on legislation that addresses those specific spots. Veterans, priority for me is veteran suicide. Number one. I would say all day long I want to take that down to zero. Is that a possibility or a probability? The complexities of suicide are, and I'm a former neuroscientist by trait before I became a member of Congress. I just studied health and wellness in the veteran community. We focused on the brain. Again, what makes us so special is what lives between our ears. Everybody in this room is an amazing mechanism of creation of God, right? And we don't understand this thing. But how do we solve the problem that plagues this little gelatinous substance between our ears, right? So I'm a big advocate on forward-leaning research, and the best way to move information between institutes of higher learning and academia and science and medicine, so we can one day discover how to fix that problem. And legislatively, when I meet with subject matter experts that work in this space, I try to fund research at certain levels, or give people the ability to maneuver legislatively, which is my job. Homeland, the border was number one. I campaigned on that, and when Mr. Trump had that mic drop moment, here we go. And the numbers that came in last month, the border, if you could say secure, but the numbers are, I think, almost down to like nothing. Talking to Homeland, Border Patrol, and other agencies, they've been given the ability to maneuver back to where they should be. Not specifically positioned just to do paperwork all the time. They're patrolling our borders, which is great, and that's worked out very well. Immigration is kind of the next hurdle. Border and immigration are two different things. They get talked about the same, they kind of bundle up in the same cake, but they're two completely different things. So we've been chatting with the White House, like, hey, immigration's huge. How do we fix the issues that live inside immigration? H2A, H2B visas, work visas. You know, we lose 9.5 ranches a day in Texas. 9.5 ranches a day go away in the state of Texas. But you wouldn't think we had that many ranches, but we do.
Why?
Workers.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting, right? There's so many other things that kind of live and breathe in this immigration infrastructure. And then on House Armed Services, DoD, that's making sure that our readiness is completely capable and big on hypersonic capabilities. Hypersonics is a speed ratio. And the reason I'm focused in on it is bad actors globally, China, Russia, have hypersonic capabilities. So that's a speed. And their weapons have that capability, which means they can outrun anything we have. Right? We are in the development phase of finding that capability so we can catch what they have. And we're not there yet. Yes. That's the 3 book. 4, 5, I'll do so much.
We were just commenting on the fact that you just said 9.5 ranches per day because of no workers. And
it's not, okay. I threw the workers, but the ranches that produce crops, they're closing down. The other reason we're losing 9.5 ranches a day is we have developments. The surge of people coming to Texas is.
Well, then why are they allowing that?
Allowing what?
For the development.
Oh, if I walked up to you and offered you 500 if I walked up to you right now and offered you $500 million for your house, would you sell it to me?
Yeah. Well, for 500.
Well, you get that's an exaggeration, obviously.
Well, it shouldn't be.
But I'm sorry, no, my fault. So, I mean, we've talked about this. Just think about that. People, and I like to throw this one at people too. I had a conversation with a developer, and he was in one of the counties, and he was having trouble getting permits to someone in order to build, and he was kind of meeting some proverbial roadblocks. And because I don't think where we are right now is hidden from the rest of the world anymore. It's coming.
Right. There's also been a lot of concern and discussion over the developers, especially the ones right now at this very moment, over between Austin and San Antonio. They're wanting to dump, what was it, 20 tons of raw, or 2 million tons of raw sewage into our aquifer with their development.
I hadn't heard this one.
That was from
I even brought that up at Sam Houston.
Lennar Homes.
And then so a bunch of people started pulling it up on their phone.
It was Lennar Homes.
Okay, let me do some homework on that one. I haven't heard that one.
With these developments, so many people coming in and developing all this, that's a huge concern because our aquifer for Texas, our main one, goes all the way across from left to right or right to left, and is a huge swath, and that's our drinking water. That's our fresh water. So, is anyone even thinking about that with all these huge developments? I mean.
Well, I would say yes.
And how could they be allowed to dump?
They wouldn't be allowed.
Our aquifers?
They wouldn't be allowed to do that. Now, does that happen?
They're going to make. That's what they're doing.
Well,
That's what we need to do. Is how do you stop them? What do we do? Where do we show?
Trying to kind of figure out the best way to answer this question without making you mad. I was like, whoever's sitting there, the elected officials that are positioned in that area should be paying attention to that. I can drive over there right now if you want and kind of burn it to the ground. But let me do some homework on that one. I'll be interested to see who's San Antonio and Austin.
Yes.
I don't think who's over there. Yeah, Paul's got it all. Yeah, the next congressman that walks in here will be the guy you need to ask that question.
Search bar and it'll come right up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have an answer for you next time I see you guys.
Yeah, because that's very, very concerning.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't
and it's,
have the
not
ability
like
to do that.
The one that's causing so much concern right now, that's north of San Antonio, etc., is a Florida development company out of Florida. Right. Mm-hmm. And they're thinking that they're going to come to our state.
you talking
And
about?
destroy our aquifers and our
I
drinking
think
water?
they build in Texas, but their headquarters
Right,
are
is in Florida.
To build in Florida, you have to have
The
a
Edwards
business in
aquifer,
Florida.
right.
Like if I want to build in Florida, I have to open up a
Right,
business in
that's what
Florida.
they're-
You don't have to do that here in Texas.
You have to what?
In Florida, like if I was building homes,
Uh-huh.
if I wanted to build a house in Florida, I have to open up a business in Florida. You don't have to do that here in Texas.
Yeah.
No,
You can have
this
a
is
Florida company
yeah.
come here and build.
What is part of the problem with losing ranches and whatnot in the state?
it's the
China
Edwards
buying
aquifer.
land?
Edwards, okay. Say it one more time.
Is part of losing the ranches, basically China coming in buying up these.
Oh, don't hang it on China. I mean, China does it too.
I thought Abbott made it
But I mean,
illegal for it to sell land to China.
Yeah, but I mean, is it D.R. Horton?
Yes.
D.R. Horton, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They came in and took 5,000 acres just down the road from my house. It's a neighborhood.
They're
America.
doing it here too.
Yeah.
I mean, we get mad at them all day.
Dr. Huckabee in Arkansas, she completely shut down China.
Shut 'em all down.
Yeah, I mean yeah.
Yeah,
One hour, yeah. Sorry, and she had that.
That's a state thing.
Done.
yeah. I don't touch this.
So
It's maybe one day when I'm walking around the state as an elected official. Right now in D.C., it's my job to keep the government away from you guys.
on your plate.
I don't. I have my opinions about state issues, but I'm currently am a federal guy. Yes, ma'am.
What about when Trump first came in, President Trump
First time, second time?
this time.
Okay.
He and RFK Jr. were talking about getting rid of all the chemtrails, et cetera. And DeSantis they just did their passing of their chemtrails ban bill, et cetera. And I was actually in Florida when the private plane noticed that somebody was doing.
You flying on a private plane?
What? I was in Orlando in a private plane.
Oh, a private plane. I thought your private plane.
Spreading
Like,
chemtrails,
you guys listening?
and another private plane followed it, and it actually landed at a military base, and it was reported to DeSantis, and they went in and removed the leaders. And so why?
That's the second time you guys got. Is there a gunfight going on?
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Why does Texas still allow chemtrails and
Come on now. All
geoengineering?
right. Hey,
Especially since Kerrville.
federal, state. I can't. We can sit down and talk about this all day long, but I'm not gonna.
Well, they said.
And I'm not trying to walk away from this. What about Kerrville?
And I was fixing to say, can I change the subject just a little bit, because I know this is a state thing. I wanted.
Catch me after the fact.
Well, Kerrville, that company, the owner is denying that flooding had anything to do with them, except his company was spraying.
You're talking about cloud seeding?
Yeah, that's
Well, that was
Okay.
for that particular thing with him. The chemtrails.
Okay, you should have led with that. I was trying to follow where you were
They
going.
were seeding 2 days before that and that morning of, and we're still seeing stuff happening.
So with cloud seeding's been around a long time. It just kind of made its way in.
Why is there any droughts? Up?
Kind of made its way. Well, from the homework that I've done, because this is new to me too. I didn't have a clue what cloud seeding was till it started.
Well, it's a lot more than that than just cloud.
Until after.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Until after Kerrville, this cloud seeding kind of came to my attention, and it has been around for a while. When I say a while, just give me some rope
100
here.
years. They used it
Well,
in Vietnam.
I don't know if it's been around 100
They
years.
used it in Vietnam. You can.
How much? What are you asking me these questions for? You know that you got it all.
She's answering her own question.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
You're good.
that's
Run for
been
Congress.
around a long time, but all these other things, with the metals and stuff that they're putting down on it. But I grow my own food, and I have greenhouse plastics over everything because when I was growing without the plastics, I could be out, have a bunch of tomato plants with gorgeous little baby green tomatoes on it, and then I'll be seeing a whole bunch of stuff going overhead. And the next morning we'd go out and I'd have to pull all those plants that were just gorgeous the day before because they'd have this like black slime or other disgusting, very nasty stuff on it from after that. And ever since I have plastics over mine, I never have that problem. So it's way more than just cloud seeding that they're doing with the spray.
All right. I'm absolutely not educated enough to.
Curious about that. Okay.
Yeah. Let me do my homework on that one. Kerrville?
Yeah, I just wanted, I actually knew that you and your brother went to Kerrville to help out. And on a personal level, I wanted to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
Really?
Appreciate that.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will tell my brother. It was probably the worst things I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. It was bad. Yes, sir.
On a federal level, last time you were here, you were talking about immigration visas and H1L1. How far have you gone, and how far has it been?
About as far as from me to you.
Pardon?
About as far as from me to you.
Not much.
So what are we going to do about it? Well, what are you
As soon as the so we haven't changed the members of Congress and I mentioned Mr. Swazi from New York City and I working together on this. Some other members throughout both parties. We've spoken to the White House. As soon as the White House initiates their immigration policy conversation, then it will go. It'll start moving. And you're going to say, hey, well, what's the deal on that? And I was like, well, sir, I understand your frustration. And don't think that we're not shoving. But everything that the White House is currently engaged in is elevating itself. And I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about immigration and borders, because it's two different things. So they addressed border day one, week one. And that immigration is on that train. And it'll be coming up.
It's a slow-moving train, eh?
They've been trying to do immigration reform since before I was born.
Yeah.
Well, I know that.
Matter of fact, no, that's not true. Reagan.
It's basically
Right?
talk.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so to that point, sir, yes, and a lot of it. And I know you're overly frustrated with it. I got it.
Absolutely.
And don't ever forget the challenges of convincing 435 members of Congress to go in one specific direction, much less 218, when you don't control the Senate. So a piece of immigration, at any given time, whether or not the House and the executive party are completely vertically integrated or not, you have to have 218 members in the lower chamber and 60 in the upper chamber for an executive signature, whether or not he or she, i.e. the president, agrees. And with immigration, you're touching so much. It is probably one of the more challenging kind of spaces that your elected officials, me, have to work on in DC.
So what's taking you so long?
I know, great question. I wish I had answered that question.
Do you think public outrage of those that are against it makes a big difference?
Everything does. 6 seconds on social media will burn everything to the ground. One member of Congress with the right tone on a given day. You don't know why AOC is so powerful? She says certain things at a certain time that hit just right. And it moves things. I mean, she and I are not on the political spectrum together.
She makes propaganda videos, stuff like that.
People pay attention.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent. So that's, we're dealing with media, social media, and everything else that you hear and see before I even get a chance to talk to you. But we're just 789,000 people in District 8. Every single member of Congress has that.
Follow-up question.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
You mentioned that it has to come from the White House, right?
It needs to, yeah. So the White House will need to, let's say, initiate. Yeah, I mean, those conversations need to be developed from the administration.
White House right now, President Trump has signed, I don't know how many executive orders. How can you turn those around and make a lot of them
Codify them in law.
qualify them as a law?
We've had,
One of them is speaking English.
yeah. So we've done quite a few that we've codified. Remember, we don't have 60 votes in the Senate. So even the most profound executive order that Mr. Trump has signed that you would love may not agree with some in the lower chamber or with some in the upper chamber. So even if every Republican, I'm speaking on the Republican because I'm a Republican, speaking on the Republican side, if every single Republican senator voted for, you still need 6 votes from the Democratic side.
So find the skeleton and,
Yeah. Go dirty. I got it.
The Democrats doing the Republicans.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused on that because I thought,
Thought we owned it. We have the majority,
yeah,
but you have to have 60 votes.
because I know Vance has voted to get it over a few times.
Sure, because we had Democratic votes.
Do you ever put out videos or anything?
Every day.
Really, every day?
Every day. We
Because
do.
with Yellowstone being such a big, huge thing around the country over this last several years, I would think that now would be the time to get your hat on and
I do that.
be able to really get.
I'm not very good at it, but I do my best with what I got. See, I spent the majority of my life walking around in the shadows. So now that I'm a public figure, I'm having to educate myself on what. Because have you ever seen yourself on TV? Like, I look and sound like crap, in my opinion. I mean, it's like I see I can't. Your video on this too. Play this one back. Like when I see myself on the news, I'm like, oh my god, is that what I sound like? It's horrible. Yes.
I'll do that.
And there's some people that are magical at it. I mean, like it is. I am amazed at how eloquent they are, how they carry themselves when they speak. Because remember, when you speak to when you're on the news, you're not talking to a human being. It's a little bitty black box in a dark room with a screen that you can't see behind you, and you're having to have a conversation with I can't do that.
Really?
I'm very engaged. I speak with my body, right? And 9 times out of 10, I can't hear what the hell they're saying in that little microphone. And they ask, and they don't ever brief you on what they're going to ask you. You just go in, and they just start talking. So they can give you an idea. It's like, hey, we want to talk about this, and then it'll just completely go in a completely different direction. So
you mean like if you're on Fox News being interviewed, you're literally in a dark room with some screen behind you?
Unless you're sitting there with the host, you're in a dark room.
Oh, wow.
Everybody you see on TV that's talking to, and they're not sitting there with them, they're in a dark room.
Wow.
Talking to a black camera.
That's cool.
And so, and I was born with eye issues. So if I'm not looking at somebody, they just start going crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, And I'm very self-conscious of that. And I'm 50 years old too, so there's not much time for me to learn these things. And I get asked all the time, like, hey, why aren't you on the news? And I'm like, hey, if I'm on the news, it's something as profound has called me there.
Yes.
Otherwise, my communication team, we do our videos and we hang all of our information on a daily basis just so I can share what Morgan's doing in Congress for you guys. And I absolutely do the best I can. I can assure you, man, if you see a video that looks good, it means I did it like 10,000 times.
Very, very sad at losing you, even
Thank
if it's a year and a half away. That's very sad.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I know that this is not something that you focus on, but the CDL drivers and being able to speak English and stuff, are they going to make that into a law, or is that?
It is a law. You are required by law to read the sign.
Are they going to leave it up to the state?
I would say, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say that's
because of what happened with the truck driver in Florida that did an illegal U-turn and killed 3 people.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's.
His license.
So I'm wondering, he got his license in California,
He couldn't understand the
and he
question.
couldn't understand any of the questions. And whenever they arrested him, he could only speak 3 words. So
I'd say that's a kind of living in the States. I don't know the exact answer to that, but I've had to go through that too. Before I was a member of Congress, I had people dropping off, truck driver dropping stuff off for me at a job site. You ever try to speak Russian to somebody? I can't.
Right.
Yeah, probably a state issue.
Probably going to be a state issue. Okay.
We'll see. Those are some strong shorts you got on there, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I think I had a pair like that.
You can go.
Get out of here. Anybody else? Otherwise, I'm going to cut you loose and go back outside and play in the heat. Hey, thank you guys for spending the afternoon with me.
Thank you.
Means,
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
anything comes up, let me know. We'll be back through here.
You're welcome anytime.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And tell them they can follow you on Facebook.
Yeah. Somebody asked me This sounds terrible when I say it. Somebody asked me where you can find me on. I was like, I don't know.
Oh my God. That's like my husband.
I don't get on social media.
You said you put out.
My team does.
videos every day.
My team does that.
With you? With you?
I create the video, all the content and everything. I do that, and then they get on. I don't get on social media. There ain't nothing but hatred on social media.
Yeah,
Like if I had a vote, if somebody, I'm dead serious on this because then it's really challenging. It's like, hey man, would you if you had a vote to get rid of social media, would you do it? I'm like, yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Or you have to be 18 or 21 to be able to have a social media account.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, that place is where people go to do terrible things. And I've spent the majority of my adult life doing terrible things, you know, and you know they just reach out and they touch you and it changes me. You know, they go after my, you know, I got SWAT team in my house every once in a while because they try to kill my family, that kind of thing, right? These are the people that lose all situational awareness, and it all dumps off on these media sites. So the only way I can communicate, short of being here in front of you, is through those sites, and it's frustrating because I have 6 seconds. Statistical average of somebody paying attention to you is 6 seconds. So when there's a minute-long video, I'm trying to pump in as much information as humanly possible in a 30 to 1 minute clip, 30 second to 1 minute clip. If you think that's easy, try it. You know, because remember, I'm talking to you guys in Livingston, but guess who? Houston's listening. You know, and I talk country. You know, I speak like I'm from the country, and people will point that out to you. Really, hey, man, I tell you.
Well, because you do speak educated.
I try. I'm a bad cat, so. All right, you guys be good. Cheers. Always good to see you. Oh, hey, dear.